What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Create Above and Beyond, and today we're going to be making some computation matrices. So last episode we set up this infernal mechanism production right here, and there's actually two reasons that I did this. The first one being I just wanted to complete chapter 2. I wanted to finally check it off the list of stuff that needed to be done before we finish this pack, and I told you guys really early on in the series that I was going to do that eventually. So if we open up the quest book, on the side here, the left, we can see it is now a very pleasing green color for chapter 2. It's no longer this taunting blue color, telling us that there is something left to do in that chapter. No, it's telling us we are fully done. So the main quest line is done, the side quest line is done, and chapter 2 is checked off the list completely. Now, I know we're probably not going to use many more infernal mechanisms between now and the end of the series, but I still thought it was fun to do. It's just more create stuff we've never done before, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that haven't actually set this up yet and are not at chapter 5 in this pack. So I try to remember that not everyone is rushing through the pack, not everyone started it when it first came out, so that's why we did it. But on top of that, there's actually a second reason, and this is really the main reason that I did that episode between setting this up and today's episode, and that's because I was stalling. And I probably wasn't stalling for the reason that you guys think, because a lot of people thought for a while I was stalling on progressing because I was afraid of chapter 5 or something, which is really not the case. Because if you ask me, I think chapter 5 is one of the easiest chapters in the entire pack. So I wasn't really afraid of that, but I guess you could say I was afraid of the quantity of numbers that we needed to progress from where we were 2 episodes ago to where we are now. Because right now, we have 25 stacks of every single number in each of these drawers. And that's exactly the amount that we need to complete the next quest. So if we open up the quest book and we go to chapter 5, this next quest right here, solving trajectories, which is going to require 8 computation matrices, is going to need, and we'll do a little bit of math right now to work through this, because I guess a little bit of a backstory. The first episode where we set this up, you guys might remember that I put it at 6 stack limit, because this whole thing functions very well when you have a limit of some kind on each drawer. Now, it's got a self-imposed limit of 32 if you don't upgrade it, but I wanted to show you guys how to use the stack limiter module and how it would benefit us, but I set it to 6 as some arbitrary number. Then I was in Discord talking to Chosen Architect about his set of episodes when he was finishing off the pack, and we were talking about his whole setup for this and how, I had a different design than he did, and his looked a lot cooler. Mine was more efficient, and it was just, we were chatting back and forth about it. And he brought up that you only need to make 8 of them, and then this setup becomes totally obsolete, which is why it's kind of useless to make a complicated one. But he said that it took about 20 stacks of numbers. So I then came on here and I upgraded this to 20 stacks of numbers for each one. And that took a really long time to get from 6 stacks to 20 stacks. Then after that, I went and did a little bit of math myself, and we can walk through that to figure out how I got to 25 stacks for each number. So very quick math lesson. I know this is going to scare people off from the video, but if we go and we need 8 computation matrices, if we look at the recipe for these, it requires 1,000 millibuckets or 1 bucket. The recipe for this is going to be 50 millibuckets at a time. So if we take, let's go with 1 computation matrix, that's going to be 1,000 divided by 50 is 20. And to make those 20 different operations, we need to combine 10 millibuckets of each number. So in theory, that would be 200 of each number, because each number provides 1 millibucket, 200 of each number per computation matrix. So assuming that we only ever need 8, and that's a big assumption. I'm assuming that this quest requiring 8 means that we will only ever need 8, but that's going to be 200 times 8, which is 1,600. 1,600 divided by 64 is 25 stacks. So that's how we get this number. That's how we get 25 stacks of each, and that'll be the exact amount that we need to finish off this section of chapter 5. And what we got to do with those is melt them down with a lot of seared bricks and all this different stuff for a smeltery. We're going to make a huge one. We're going to produce a bunch of lava, and we are going to melt these numbers down as fast as we possibly can. And then we're going to cast them into the matrices. So I'm kind of running out of room here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If we kind of just come up on this hill, and yeah, I get it. I didn't figure out how to design this building, so I'll figure that out later. Whoa. Okay, well, I guess that's what happens when you AFK for a while. Let's just pretend that they're not there, because I don't think they'll come and bother me. Oh, is one on the move? I don't know, but we're running out of room because while I just kind of have a shanty town right now, it's still got a lot of stuff going on in it. I think it looks really cool. I know some people don't like my style of building in this series, but we're running out of room. And so I'm going to be making this large smeltery right over here. And that's just going to be where it is. It's unfortunate because I don't really like how the backside of this looks. I guess I could put facades on a bunch of these pretty pipes, but either way, we'll set it up over here. And let's just start putting these down. So I've got a bunch of seared bricks. I'm going to try to work some seared glass into the side because it should look really cool. But let's say that I want, where do we want? Let's put it right here. This could be the back. No. Okay. So we can just put it right here. We'll just make this the center. And then I want it to be, we'll do a 5 by 5. So we'll do 5 right here, and we'll do 5 over here. Yeah, that should be a fine size for this. So we don't need to go crazy wide, but we need to melt down a lot of numbers, like a lot of numbers here. So I'm definitely not going to be making all 8 of these on camera today. I might make 1, but yeah, you're going to want to make this big because you're going to want to be able to fit a lot of your numbers in it. So we'll line this bottom right here. And do we want to do glass on the bottom one? Yeah, probably not. Probably not. So we'll do the controller over here. And this should be fine, honestly, already to be a smeltery. And it holds 200 ingots, right? That's a lot of capacity. We're not going to use all that. We're doing this in very small millibuckets. So it doesn't really matter, but I want to be able to melt down a bunch of things at once. And I want to be able to just AFK and come back, and it'll just be completely done. So over here on this side, we are going to be using the seared chutes, which allow items to be input and output. Now, I have 2 of these. The reason being, we're also going to be using some stack limiter modules on this, and we're going to be using some retrieval modules. And you might notice my inventory has been cleared out, or my bag has been cleared out a bit. Someone commented in the last video that my organization bothered them. So yes, this is not organized, but I'm hoping it's a little bit more organized than before. What? I had more of these in here? What? Okay, well, that was a huge waste of time to make all those. That's great. That's way more than we need. But yeah, so we're going to be using 2 of these chutes because the retrieval modules can only handle 9 different items. And we need 10 because we need 1 through 9 and we need 0. So a little bit unfortunate there. And apparently it's nighttime, so I guess I should go sleep and try to avoid getting attacked by all those pillagers. Okay. So I think we're going to take an artistic design decision here, and maybe we get rid of the seared bricks on the side here. And we've got extra seared bricks, so we can afford to put some on the ground. I think with the foundry, we needed them on the ground, but I don't think if we put them down here, it will affect this. Like, I think we should be okay if we just put 3 there. I don't think we need to completely fill that in. So if we go like this, I really want to put glass here because if you guys don't know, oh my gosh, this shovel, I need to get, in my series, I need to start making worse shovels. It's just way too strong. But if we actually make all these numbers molten, they look really cool. So I want to be able to see them, but if we put, no. Okay, we get it back. Nice. This is like rage-proof glass because I'm usually really bad at placing glass down and I break it a lot. So the fact that this can be broken. Okay, does this work? It does. Nice. So it'll look better because we've got these blocks on the bottom, but they don't negatively impact it at all. So then we can put more glass right here for the second layer. And we definitely don't need it to be this big, but we're going to do it. Okay, so now we've got some more space in here. Nice. Okay. Now, eventually, we're going to need a drain, and we're going to need the chutes. So I think the chutes we can put... I could line them up right here, but it might look better if they're right in the middle, maybe? Like this and like this for the items. So we can bring those over from there. And if we just... Do I have pretty pipes on me? They're in here. Okay. So we could just go like this and like this. I hate that we need 2 of these. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really hate that. It bothers me so much that the retrieval module can only have 9 things set. But over here, I am not going to connect this yet. We're going to get everything else set up. And then I'm actually going to detach this and connect this. So we'll go over that in a bit. But for now, we got to finish this off. So we are eventually going to have to cast this into a basin. So we're going to need to have a drain on here somewhere. And I'm thinking that maybe over here. So we could do the drain probably right here. Give me that glass back. We can't even get out of there. My goodness. I'm trying to make like automated mathematics and I can't even jump through a hole. We'll put the basin there, drain there, and there we go. That's cool. Apparently the first time I made one of these, it didn't give me the advancement. Do you get the advancement from a basin? Well, who uses basins for anything? Who's casting blocks nowadays? So I think that should be good. I think I just heard a, no. Oh my gosh, I have to go deal with them now. Okay, you know what? What is with these guys? Can we just like next series just like disable these guys in the world? Because it is so annoying. And now I'm going to have that debuff because I got to go find a cow. No, wait, I can trade for it. I can trade to get rid of it, right? I just need crossbows, right? Is that what it was? I can trade to get rid of it somewhere, right? Is it here? Submit. Yeah, there we go. Nice. That's like the 5th time I've completed that quest. Okay. So I'm hoping the rest of them are just not going to bother us. But either way, where even was I? I was complaining about the advancement, but now we've got a way to cast it. So we can probably raise this up like 1 more and then cap it off. So I think another layer of glass will be good on these right here. And then we'll do a final upper layer completely of the bricks. Again, you really don't need it to be this big. You really, really don't. I'm just going to really try and stress that. But I think I have enough bricks. Yeah, I made way too many bricks. So we're going to make use of them because I made way too many of them. It might even look cooler if I have some of the bricks on the side, since usually you'd want to save the bricks and not put them on the corners. But I mean, what do we care? I made way too many bricks, so really kind of annoyed at myself. But there we go. So we've got a very large smeltery. It's got a lot of space inside it, and it can hold 800 ingots, which is wickedly overkill. The thing that I've noticed, though, is when we start melting these down, they will take up like 0.1% of the actual capacity, the numeric capacity, but they will take visually like 100% of the capacity because of, I don't know, it's just very strange with how it works. So, well, that's why I think it's going to look a lot cooler to have it like this, but would it look better with the corners on it? Does it look better with the corners on it? I actually don't like it with the corners on it. Huh. Maybe it just looks weird to me because I'm not used to it. Either way, I think we're at a point where we now just need to get the lava in here. And I've got some fuel tanks. We can put the fuel tanks on... We can put the fuel tanks on the back if we really want to. I think we only really need 1. I know you benefit from having more of these because you have a bigger internal storage, I think. But I don't think that really matters. I think that can hold, what is it, like maybe, is it 8 buckets per one of these? We can always add more of these on, but I'm going to go with the tried and true method of the igneous extruder into the magma crucible, and we're going to use a numismatic dynamo on the magma crucible, so I think we should be good. Do I have any more of those? Oh, you know what? I don't have the output from the magma crucible. I need to go make some more of those. I can't even think of the name of those things at this point. If we look up the augments for it, the modular reconfiguration augments. So I need to go make some more of these. Aha, apparently I don't need to make more of these. I had them sitting in my ME system and I totally forgot. So I get to save myself some time and just run right back on over here. And what? Are there more in here? There's another one chilling in here. Oh my gosh. These guys really need to get a life, and I need to eat some food. Okay, so now we should be good to produce our lava over here. So we should be good to do a magma crucible, and these are the ones that can, in fact, have this augment put on them. There's some machines, I always say this, that can't have it, so we're going to have auto output on the back. Should be good there, and then we're just going to do the igneous extruder right down here. Igneous extruder, and then we just got to grab out. Still got 2 in the Edelwood, and There we go. So it should be working now. Yes, it is. Very nice. So this needs to pull from the bottom, auto input. Yes. And then it's going to need some power eventually. Can we add? We can definitely add the component to that. Yep. So it makes 4. Nice. This one also going to get this upgrade to go a little bit faster. And then I think it's just going to be our numismatic dynamo. And I might need to go grab some additional coins. I think yeah, we have the numismatic dynamo right here. And then I just have silver coins on me right now. So we can go grab some. I had to put more upgrades into the silver coin setup because we're almost at a completely maxed out drawer. So I need to start converting those into gold coins. So yeah, you guys can see over here, we've got a lot of coins. Oh, wait, no. I was going to do our ender setup. That's what I was going to do. I remember now. That's why I went out of my way to make an ender chest, because we set one up before. So let's see if this works. So we've got our numismatic dynamo right there. So we want an ender chest. I've got some gray dye. I think that's the color it was. And I think it needs to be 2 away from this. So if we were to put it up here just to make it look a little bit nicer, it was the middle one is gray, right? Yes, silver coins. Very nice. Okay. And then we need our pretty pipes. And we need it to go... We honestly need it to go like this, and then that's going to bother me, so we are going to pipe wrench it. There we go. And then we need to do a extraction module. We can just use a medium one. We definitely don't need a high extraction module. That'll pull it out. And is that going to oversend, though? This has a habit of oversending with extraction modules. I feel like that's going to oversend. And then it's going to pop out, isn't it? Will they go back? Yep. That's why you don't use extraction modules, my friends. We'll use a high retrieval module. I've got plenty of them. And then we're going to set a silver coin here. Now it'll pull silver coins in and it won't oversend. So this should be, if we power this up with this upgrade, is that going to be enough to keep this going? Or do we need to get rid of this upgrade for now? That might have been actually too powerful. Because it has this issue, I always hate this, but it has this issue where it's going to drain. Yeah, it's draining the power. So, okay, well, this will make lava for us. It's not going to be the fastest thing in the world, but it will make lava for us. So I need to add some upgrades into this. I might need a second numismatic dynamo to power this, or I can just add some more augments to this. Either way, though, I am going to get all of that set up so that we can come back and set the numbers to start going in here and melting down. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with fire. So I have down 3 numismatic dynamos here, and these are all upgraded. I think this is a bit more of an elegant setup, and bonus points, it prevents me from walking into the lava. So this is now producing us our lava. It's putting it right into the tank in there, which means we have the fuel that we need to start cooking some stuff down. Now, each operation, it produces another bucket. So I don't think at any point we should end up where this is an issue, but if we need to make it even faster, we can add more augments in to speed it up. I think the integral components should be enough, but it's time to get some numbers in here. So what we need to do is grab out one of each number. So we'll just quickly take one, and it's going to start casting all the numbers needed again to refill those. But now we can come over and we need to set 2 different retrieval modules. So retrieval there. And then we got to get in here, and we'll just make the top one. Let's just start at 0 and we'll just go up. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And then the bottom one gets to be a lonely number 9. And there we go. So now all the numbers will be pulled over here once this is hooked up. But because of how this works, I'm going to disconnect this because I have a feeling if this is connected and this is connected, it's going to pull from this partially. And then these are going to be used to refill these. And it's going to craft more stuff when we really only need these numbers over here. Now, this is for now going to cast more because I've got some of the calculation, the liquefied logic in there. Eventually that'll run out. So the numbers 3 and 8 will probably not come directly from here. And we definitely don't need 25 of each of these, but whatever. Those aren't going to be used, but it's time to start bringing those over. We need to make sure we bring them over in the right numbers though, because this is a concern I have. And I don't think it's a really valid concern. because this smeltery will hold more than enough liquid. It bothers me that visually it might reach the top and I don't know what happens then because it still has a bunch of internal capacity. But either way, my concern is that if we bring 25 stacks of one in here and then we haven't melted down any of the others, it's not going to form the computational matrix. So even if it's just to make it more bearable where we can make a couple of these at a time instead of waiting all the way until the end because it does one number in big chunks, I'm going to use, and I don't know if this works, but I think it might. I want to try using a stack limiter module and see if it limits overall the amount of numbers that can be in here or just the specific of each number. So I'm going to try it. I don't know if this is going to work, so we'll see. So let's set it to be, let's do 5 of each number at a time. Now, if it works, we'll get 5 of each number when we hook this up, but I don't know if it will. So let's get rid of this. Let's hook this up and let's see. It's going to pull a bunch of numbers. They're being cast. Numbers are coming from there. They're coming over here. And now the question is it going to pull 5 of each number or is it going to pull just 5 from the top and 5 from the bottom? Okay, so we've got a 3 in there, an 8. Is it gonna pull more? Do we care about the stack limiter modules? Okay, I got a bunch more numbers. Okay, so there we go. So it looks like it's pulling 5 of each number. And we can clearly do more than that because we want more going at once. But I don't know if it's worth it to have these in there, honestly. But look at that. Look at how cool it looks. Maybe it's worthless to have that in there, honestly. But as you can see, it gives us a pretty even distribution. Then it messed up on like the 3 and the 8 because those ones were cast, which is, you know, a little strange. But we can come in here then and probably up this to like 8 or something of each, considering we have more room. And I'm just going to use this for now because I want to make one of these during the video. So I think it crafted it there. So it made the liquefied, no, it's liquefied logic. Where is it? Okay, right here. So we got one of the operations done. So we have 50 millibuckets of this. So we have to do that 20 more times. Now, I believe if I want to use maximum efficiency for this lava, that means I need to have this thing full at all times. So I might just get rid of the stack limiter module. I don't really know. Obviously, it's very nice right now. As you can see, it's, you know, it's keeping it semi-full. Well, no, it's not. That was a lie. But it's giving us like an even distribution of them. But I might just get rid of that and I'll let this run and then I will hop back once we have at least enough for one of these. It was an interesting experiment, but I think it was kind of a failed one. So I don't know if these, I don't think these are going to stack because it might have data in it. Yeah, it does. Okay, so they don't want to stack. I'll figure that out later. But yeah, so we got, this thing's just going to keep pumping them in here now. But what I'll do is I'll let this cook down a bunch of numbers. I'll let it get us at least 1 bucket worth of the computational matrix or computation matrix so that we can make one. And then we'll hop back and we can finish off the episode with making one and looking at how cool it looks. Okay, well, it's been about an hour since I did the last little recording. And things should be good to go. Now, I just slept, so it's a fresh day. And something I want to quickly note, because I also thought this was kind of funny on last episode, was that someone said it was really bothering them that I had the twisting vines on the top and the weeping vines on the bottom. So I did go and I unlocked it and I switched them and then I locked it again, then put some upgrades in here and all that stuff. So hopefully anyone that was bothered by the fact that they were inverted from what they should have been thematically, it's now fixed. So hopefully everyone's feels a little bit better about that now. But over here, still looking very cool, but here's why things are a little bit deceptive in here. So if we look, we have 8 blocks of this, exactly 8 right in here. Everything else, we have a bunch of extra 3s and 8s. That was because for a while over here, this was still casting them. And so I just reversed this so it wasn't making these anymore, but it was still casting them. So now technically, if we wanted to, we could start producing numbers again if we just do this and if we flip this back. But I'm not going to do that right now. We've used up every number and there's just 1 millibucket left on a bunch of these. So I think it overproduced 1 additional number, but we have all 8. So I thought it was going to take a lot longer, but I ended up going to take a meeting and came back after an hour and we're good to go. So I'm going to put a lever down here and we're going to cast our 8 blocks. So we got to let this fill up. It's going to take a little bit, and I don't think it takes too long to harden, but look at these things. They're so crazy. They look like weird floating Rubik's cubes. It's super weird. And do they not stack? They don't stack. Okay, well, that's interesting. So they don't stack at all, but we only need 8 of them, so that's fine. And they got fancy yellow names too. Cool. Well, this will allow us to finish off that quest then, and then we'll just have, I guess, a bunch of random 1 millibuckets of certain numbers sitting in here and never to be used again, assuming that we, again, like I said, only use 8 of these and that the quest is in fact accurate when it tells us that we only need 8, because I know you can set your spaceship up a little bit differently depending on how you choose to do it. There's like a minimum requirement, and then you can kind of do other stuff on top of that. So if we come in here now, this quest is done, which means the next one is kind of coming from the top down. And I mean, we can kind of complete these quests very easily because this is already done for our 4 times ore processing, which means really next episode, if we wanted to, we could be going to the moon. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But that is going to be it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. I tried to do a little bit more of a laid back one. I kind of got a little bit insecure because someone commented, and I don't think this is a bad thing, but someone commented that my voice sounded like a documentary. And I realized I could get in a habit of being a little bit uptight and very much so like very rigid about the episode. So I tried to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more free flow with today's episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode overall. If you did, be sure to give it a like. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss out on a future one. And I will talk to you guys later.